Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Nicole, also known as TheCaulkArtist. And I wanted to just take a second and kind of, not a second, take a minute to put together some what everyone's calling our vlogs. And for a while, as opposed to that, I was like, doing all these other things. There's no need to add another component to all the ways that I'm trying to reach out and connect with people. But then I thought about it and I was like, it's a lot easier to record than it is to maybe type something up. So I'm kind of hopeful that this will be a great way and an opportunity for me to, one, self-document things, because I went back and tried to look at or do a little bit of self-reflection on my art journey, and unfortunately all I had was a bunch of reels, which really didn't tell me a whole lot about where I was coming, what I was working on, or even give any thought into the process at the time, or where I was at. And so this hopefully will service for that and work a lot better to, one, remind me, but also help update those interested in my art. And then two, talk about any projects that I'm working on, which would be another really great way to communicate that as opposed to just emails with content, for those that like video, obviously, although I'll still send emails as well with probably this video in them, so it makes it a little bit easier. And then, of course, talk about any experiences, and then, of course, what's next, what I'm working on. And so hopefully these will come easy for y'all to watch. I'm gonna work on my editing skills. We'll see how that goes. And as well, if there's any feedback or commentary, I'm always open to that also. So self-documenting, great. Kind of get that covered with the videos, and we'll see how they go. But I started this journey in 2020, product of the quarantine, or started it again, if you will. I'd been doing art before, way back in the day, and obviously all that took a back burner to just life. And quarantine gave me the opportunity and the time to pick things back up again. But what I mentioned was the extent of what I had was reels, and so there wasn't a whole lot of description in those reels, and so I'm hoping that these videos will pull back a little bit more of a personal journal, if you will, of what I'm working on and what's going on in my various projects. Projects that I am working on now, if you want to jump into those, just finished the very cinematic, blurry version of Lauryn Hill here. Super, super, super excited with how she came out. Right now, I am listening to every Lauryn Hill playlist I can find, from YouTube to Spotify to whatever, and just going through her music and reliving it. And it's crazy what a trip down memory lane that is for me. But it's making it hard for me to decide what I want to name her, because I really do want to pull either the lyrics from a song or a specific song title to name this piece. And the relevance here for me is to take people back to the moment when I first fell in love with Lauryn Hill. And obviously that was back in the refugee days, when she came out with Nas, If I Ruled the World, like that era. But there's so much more to it, like when she dropped her Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. I mean, I was pregnant at the time and absolutely just fell in love with the music, and every song takes me back to those moments. And so I, as I was creating her, I was getting messages from people that felt the same way. And so I can kind of relate and resonate with a lot of what I think she might have going on in her life. And I say might be what I think we're hearing, which is, just her for a while having concerts that she didn't make it to or started very late, and just a lot going on. And I felt that, because as women, we take on a lot, we do a lot. She's a mom, she's obviously a superstar, she's an artist, and I can't relate to that part, but just being busy and overextending ourselves and forgetting to take time for ourselves. And so there's a lot of that feeling that's in this piece for me. And doing my art is one of those things that has definitely brought me back to doing things for self. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was upcoming things. And one of them was that I actually recently reached out to the Houston Galleria Mall. That's a Simmons property, and I was surprised to hear back, but I had kind of positioned to them an opportunity to support local artists in a showcase or display case within the mall. In all honesty, it's not a new idea. I saw it happening in the Dallas Galleria area, and they had this beautiful display of a local artist. And I say local, meaning, obviously from the Dallas area, but I looked her up and she's maybe got like 3,000 followers, and she just started her journey. Like her first post was maybe not even a year ago. And so I was like, man, this is such a great idea, and what a wonderful opportunity for that mall to support local the local art culture. And they might not be doing this any different. They, in all honesty, I never talked to Dallas, so I don't know exactly what they had going on there. But Houston reached back, and we had some conversation kind of going on of what the thoughts were, where the placement for this would be. And there's kind of an area on I think the second floor, the floors are a little bit broken up in the Galleria, but where there's an opportunity to showcase the art. It's just a display. It's not like a storefront or anything. And it's, you probably could put an easel and maybe 4 or 5 pretty large pieces in there if you wanted to. But it was tucked away. It's like in a back corner where there's not even a trip to the bathroom. So I was like, dang, that kind of sucks, but okay, I'll take it. But then the last email that we had, the conversation basically said, we would be more than happy to sublease this space to you for $2,500 a month. And I was like, did you miss the part where I said local artist? Like, not big time. Like, and I get it. I was kind in my reply and said that, unfortunately the term local often does mean starving or starting off artist, and I felt like 2,500 was pretty dang steep for a corner that honestly no one's gonna find unless I send them there. And so while I appreciate the opportunity, and I'm sure for gallery to square price footage, and even probably for what exposure might have come from it, it was a lot for a month. So I say all that, but if you're an artist and if you can afford that price, hit me up. I will forward that email and that contact to you, because maybe it fits for someone else and doesn't fit for me. But anyway, the point is part of that objective was for me to get outside of my traditional circle and connection, and span out and find ways to reach out and get my art in front of people. And a lot of artists put like their art in restaurants or just different places where you can get some exposure and develop some new clientele. And that was an idea that came that we tried, and it didn't really work for me, but maybe it will down the line. I don't know. If somebody wants to sponsor me for that spot, hey, let me know. I'm all about it. $2,500 a month though is a little bit more than I can do. So but anyway, I share that because I want to get the word out, one, if it fits for someone else, but also two, because of the effort, the experience, the attempt to try. Like if we don't try new things, then we never know. And so granted, that one didn't work, but I'll definitely continue to look for opportunities that are a good fit and that will work for me. And you can't find them if you don't look for them is kind of the saying. And so anyways, but again, if that works for you and it makes sense for you as an artist, please hit me up and let's see what we can do. On to the what's next, which is going to be kind of the last segment of these little vlogs that I'll hopefully be doing. I have recently committed and been accepted to participate in the Pancakes and Booze show that's in Dallas. It's November 5th. Super excited about getting out again and tapping into a new market and putting my art in front of new faces, new eyes, and getting outside of the realm of what I traditionally would do here in Houston. And so I'm really looking forward to that. If you're in the Houston or Dallas area, I would absolutely love for you to come out and see me. It's November 5th. From what I understand, this show actually gets a really good turnout. I'm assuming it's gonna be the same format as the Houston show. So unfortunately, football season is also around that time. So we'll have a game on Friday for my son, and then on Saturday, we'll probably head up that way. But I'm absolutely looking forward to that. If there's Dallas artist friends that are watching this and you're interested, you've never heard of Pancakes and Booze, definitely let me know. Would love to send that information over to you as well, because I do think, if anything, it's just a great way to connect with other artists, local artists, art lovers, and then just good, genuine people that kind of come through there. I mean, I can say I've never had a bad pancake and booze experience. And of course, there's all the pancakes that you can possibly eat. So can't beat that. Anyway, so those are my big 3 updates for this post. Again, I'll plan to do these as often as I can, or as opportunities come. Hopefully, though, a little bit more frequent than what I've done before in regards to like reels and stories and so forth. But the objective is, again, to one, kind of self-document some of what's going on, and then of course find ways to connect with my collectors as well as friends, advocates, and those folks that have supported me in my art journey. And I do want to say thank you to everyone that's been there. Thank you to people that just reach out, or even if you've never bought my art and you just share, post, like, comment, or if you send me a reel or a picture of something, you're like, hey, this reminded me of you. It really does mean the world to me. I love that I can be your art friend, or that I am your art friend. And I also do appreciate all the support that you guys pour out to me. So until next time, thanks again. Hopefully these were just as beneficial for you as they were for me. And again, if there's anything